March 19, 2026, a United States F-35 Lightning II makes an emergency landing at a Middle Eastern airbase, limping back from a combat mission over Iranian airspace. We're talking about an aircraft that costs up to $100 million to produce. It is the most heavily fortified, sensor-rich stealth fighter on the planet. United States Central Command, or CENTCOM, quickly confirmed the pilot was safe and in stable condition. But military officials kept the details strictly under wraps, stating only that the incident was, quote, under investigation. Meanwhile, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps pushed a completely different narrative. They released a statement and footage claiming they successfully struck the jet using a surface-to-air missile. Since the F-35 made its combat debut in 2018, there has never been a confirmed instance of one taking a hit from enemy fire. Whether this jet was clipped by an Iranian missile or forced down by a critical mechanical failure, the fact that America's premier stealth aircraft is taking emergency landings exposes the intense and heavily shielded friction of this air war. To understand how the airspace became so hostile, we have to look back to the start of the conflict on February 28th. U.S. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth laid out a massive set of objectives for the campaign, systematically destroying Iranian missile launchers, tearing down its defense industrial base, and ultimately preventing the country from acquiring a nuclear weapon. U.S. forces have hit over 7,000 targets inside Iranian territory. Widespread destruction heavily hit Iran's maritime assets, sinking 40 mine-laying vessels and 11 submarines. Now, the war's geography shifts as American forces push deeper into the interior every day. Dropping munitions on 7,000 targets creates an initial picture of absolute aerial dominance. But as the campaign stretches on, that picture is starting to crack. The reality of the push inward is that they are flying into heavy resistance. As General Kane acknowledged, Iran entered this fight with a deep stockpile of weapons and highly robust missile capabilities. The U.S. has already lost roughly 12 MQ-9 Reapers since the fighting began. The Reaper is a primary, unmanned drone used heavily by the U.S. military for both surveillance and targeted strikes. Taking 12 of these drones off the board in less than a month creates immediate blind spots, severely limiting continuous overhead surveillance and real-time targeting for the jets following behind them. The strain is extending to logistics, too. Reports indicate an Iranian missile strike damaged 5 KC-135 refueling tankers parked at a base in Saudi Arabia, threatening the airborne gas stations that keep the fighters in the sky. Beyond enemy surface-to-air missiles, the U.S. is battling the sheer chaos of the environment. The sky is flooded with allied jets, drones, and enemy projectiles, creating a highly congested airspace where simple miscommunications turn deadly. We saw exactly how deadly on March 1st. In a massive friendly fire incident, a Kuwaiti FA-18 shot down 3 American F-15E Strike Eagles. All 6 crew members managed to eject safely, but 3 advanced fighters were completely lost. When you add up a dozen downed drones, damaged logistics tankers, and multi-million-dollar jets lost to friendly fire, the math becomes clear. Operating in deeply contested, chaotic airspace exacts a massive hardware toll, even on the world's most technologically advanced military. But the loss of machinery, no matter how expensive, is entirely eclipsed by the toll this campaign is taking on the ground. Local health authorities in Iran report at least 1,444 people killed and over 18,500 injured in just weeks. The United States is also taking casualties, with 13 American service members killed and roughly 200 wounded. Despite the rapidly climbing cost in both lives and equipment, there is no clearly defined endpoint. Secretary Hegseth has stated outright that there is no set timeframe for concluding the air campaign. The possibility of further escalation remains entirely ambiguous. President Donald Trump has refused to clarify whether ground troops will be deployed, stating only that if he planned to, he wouldn't tell the press. What the military has confirmed is that they will continue pushing operations deeper into hostile territory every single day, flying straight into heavily fortified airspace. The damaged F-35 limping back to base serves as the ultimate warning light for this conflict. As operations push deeper into Iran, the escalating toll in blood and high-tech treasure prove that absolute aerial supremacy is a dangerous myth.